Welcome to the Peaceful Woodturner. I have here a piece of what I believe to be mulberry. I helped a friend with clearing out some deadfall in his yard. This was one of the pieces. Mostly what was there was walnut, but there was a little bit of this mulberry. I'm pretty sure this is mulberry. And I just wanted to try to mess with it a little bit. So it's been sitting for a long time. I got this back before I even got my workshop set up. I figured it would give me some incentive to keep moving on getting the workshop set up so I could do some things with it. So this has been drying for a very long time. It's nice and hard. What I'm going to do is start by just cutting out a section, and I'm going to try doing a little bit of a faceplate turning, maybe make a nice bowl. Okay, being that this has this big section of bark missing, I'm obviously not going to be able to do a real good natural edge. I did try removing some of the bark with a chisel. It's not very loose, so I don't think I'm going to have a whole lot of fly out. So I'm just going to try to start taking this down to round using my roughing gouge. Right now I've got it set at about 500 RPM, really the lowest speed that I can do. That wasn't good. Let me see what I can do to clear that off a little bit. Okay, I've gotten some more of the bark off. That clearly wasn't working well. Hopefully I won't have any more big catches like that. I can move my tool rest in a little bit now, because there's a lot less bark. And I'm going to keep going on making this round. As you can see, I took off the end, and now I'm just going to use my spindle master to try to smooth some of this out before I start getting to the inside. I'm going a little faster now, about 1200 RPM. Okay, much better. It's time to start working on the end and the inside. Okay, I've set my gouge up with the maximum depth taped off so that I can drill out my center hole. Okay, looks like I've got it drilled out pretty well, so now it's time to start shaping the interior. Okay, I'm really excited because for you, no time has elapsed. But for me, I went out to the woodworking store. I met a really good salesperson. We talked about a lot of different things, and I got myself a nice set of larger turning tools. I was really, doing some damage to my smaller ones, and I figured it was time to start with something a little bit larger. So I have a nice new set. And let me show you. Here's my nice new set of tools. And I've got my bowl gouge now. Hope that wasn't too disorienting to spin you around like that. Got my bowl gouge now, and I'm going to just try to set up and work my way out. And just try to take out a little bit at a time. So I've got my lathe right now set for about 1200 RPM, and I'll see how this tool does. Probably have to adjust the speed. Here we go. So I was still getting a bit of shimmy, so I decided to come to the outside again and just make sure that everything is nice and true, especially in this section down here. I've got my scraper this time, and I'm set at about 1400 RPM. Alright, moved you to a different angle here. I'm still going at about 1400 RPM, and I'm just going to try to work this bowl out a little. So I'm catching a lot there. I'm going to see if I can smooth that out a bit and then get back into it. A little better. Looks like we're close to the depth too. That's just a matter of working the walls. This is kind of a hard angle for me. Just trying to actually get in here. Definitely be better if I had a lathe that would allow me to turn out. But since I don't, I'm just going to do my best with what I've got. Okay, so I've reached pretty much the depth that I'm going to go to. Unfortunately, I can't get the camera at a good angle to really see the inside of this. but it's right down to the bottom of where I drilled out. So now it's just a matter of kind of opening it up a little bit so that I have a nice bowl shape here. It's actually looking a lot better than I thought it was. With all the catches that I was having, I was a little afraid I was going to have more problems. Still got a couple of rough spots, so I'm going to just try to see if I can smooth them out with the scraper a little bit. Try to just use a really gentle touch. Okay, right there, see? Right there. Got a couple spots, that kind of thing, that I just need to clean up a bit before I can really get to work on finishing this thing off. And unfortunately, I'm not quite skilled enough to really know exactly how to position everything so that I get it right, but I'm going to give it my best. Alright, see how that looks. Much better. Alright. Going to clean up the outside a little bit with the scraper. And we should be good. Okay, I've got some rough spots up here on some of these raised areas, and I've got some tool marks, so I'm going to work on cleaning those up a little bit, and I'm going to finish off the base here a little bit. This part is not going to remain. This is where my screws are coming in and everything, and I don't really want to keep that. So I'm just going to bring this down in a little bit so that I get a good finish on all the sides before I cut it off. But for now, it's just time to clean up. Okay, I had some really bad tool handling, and I took a huge chunk out here. So I'm going to have to do a lot of reshaping now to try to fix this up. I am not happy about this. That was kind of a scary experience too, but this is going to be pretty. Don't worry. All right, let's see. Alright, so I got pretty close to just forgetting the whole peaceful thing there with all the frustration I was having with the catches and everything. But that's okay. I've gotten that done, and it's time to sand. I'm going to start fairly aggressive on the interior. And I'm going to also be kind of aggressive on the exterior, but not quite as aggressive. I'm going to do a 120 on the exterior. So let me start with that. Looks good. I didn't leave a whole lot of lines there, so I'm going to start working on the interior. I'm going to change your angle so you can see too. I'll start off with an 80 grit, try to get a lot of these marks out. Yeah, you see that, huh? Me too. There we go. There we go. Just have this section right here to get, and we'll be good. Getting rid of that line. I almost thought it was gone. And I had a little Kill Bill moment where I thought, do you think getting rid of me would be that easy? Yeah, for a second there, it kind of did. It wasn't. Okay, I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to hit it with a even finer. Okay, I'm not going to keep taking you back and forth. I'm going to just do the outside, and I won't show you my finishing process on the inside. It's the same thing at this point. I'm going to go 600 grit, and then 800 grit, and so on.